Hello everyone, I'm Manuel, the FluencyBringer, and this is episode 23 of the Fluency Podcast. In today's episode, we're gonna learn how to become fluent in Spanish in 6 months. Hey everyone, learning Spanish shouldn't be difficult. For that reason, today I'm gonna teach you about a method to become fluent in the Spanish language in just 6 months. The first step is to learn the basics of the Spanish language. The goal of this step is to learn to construct basic sentences correctly. You will achieve this through 2 main tasks: building up your vocabulary and mastering verb conjugation. Now, you can build up your vocabulary through various means. The most common one is to use a language learning app such as Busuu, Memrise, Duolingo, Pimsleur, Babbel, or Rosetta Stone 1 or 2 hours a day. For learning vocabulary, try to avoid flashcards though, because they remove the words from their context. One way to do this is by watching TED Talks, as they usually include perfect verbatim transcripts. In order to learn vocabulary using this method, you first look up every single word that you don't understand in 5 TED Talks that you're interested in, and then you must watch the videos repeatedly while reading their transcripts until you understand everything. The goal of this exercise is to become able to understand all of the words from the TED Talks in context and use them to build your base vocabulary. Your task will be to watch these 5 videos every day. So make sure to choose videos that are about 10 minutes apiece so you can watch all 5 of them in about an hour. Studying vocabulary with this method provides you with 2 things that flashcards don't: context and pronunciation. Now, to start learning verb conjugation, you must first know that they are AR, ER, and IR verbs in the Spanish language. There are also regular, irregular, and stem-changing verbs. However, the short irregular verbs in Spanish are the most common and most important. This is a list of 20 of these irregular verbs that you should try mastering: ser, estar, tener, hacer, ir, ver, poder, dar, saber, poner, pedir, seguir, servir, elegir, caer, oír, venir, traer, haber, and salir. Also, make sure to learn the following 30 verbs, which are the most common in the Spanish language. For regular verbs, we have hablar, mirar, escuchar, ayudar, comer, aprender, deber, leer, vivir, permitir, recibir, abrir. For irregular verbs, we have alcanzar, llegar, buscar, parecer, conocer, querer, dirigir, construir, exigir. And for stem-changing verbs, we have jugar, pensar, empezar, entender, volver, doler, sentir, morir, conseguir. When you're starting to learn the Spanish language, you should only focus on studying these 30 verbs and the 20 short irregular verbs that I mentioned before. Verb conjugation is all about being able to recognize the patterns that you find between verbs. Once you understand the pattern, you will be able to guess with high accuracy the conjugations of words you have never used before when you want to use them in a conversation. Once you have built up your vocabulary and mastered verb conjugation, you are ready to move on to the second step. The second step to become a fluent Spanish speaker is to develop basic fluency. The goal of this step is to learn to recall the words that you know automatically to communicate with native speakers. Most people believe fluency means complete mastery of a language, but actually fluency refers to the point where you can easily communicate your thoughts, needs, and feelings in a conversation, even if it's not perfect. Developing basic fluency is the most important part of this method, because this is also the point where language learning becomes fun and the point where you become less likely to quit. To develop basic fluency, you must focus on 2 exercises. The first one, I call it 12 by 12. And the second one is basically getting speaking practice with a native speaker. For the second exercise, I recommend you to use Italki. Here you can find really good native Spanish tutors. I will put a referral link in the description below of the YouTube video so that if you want to join Italki, you can get $10 in Italki credits. If you don't want to pay for an online tutor though, you can also look for language exchange partners on the app HelloTalk. However, it is a bit difficult to find serious language partners who are willing to help you learn Spanish for a long time. For the 12 by 12 exercise, you're going to do the same thing you did with the 5 Tech Talks videos from the step 1. However, this time you will watch 12 YouTube videos about subjects you're interested in. You will watch each of them 12 times. Make sure they're on average 8 to 12 minutes long. Read the transcripts while you watch the videos in order to better understand them. You can usually get the transcripts from YouTube. Repeat this several times per day until you begin to naturally incorporate words and phrases from these videos into your active vocabulary when you practice your speaking skills with native speakers. By active vocabulary, I mean the words that your brain uses naturally without you having to think about it. Repetition is key. Watch these videos over and over again, and then start to practice your Spanish with Online Spanish Tutors on Italki or language exchange partners on HelloTalk. I suggest that you make a summary for each of these videos in Spanish, and then during your learning sessions, you can read your summary to your online tutor or language partner and ask them to give you feedback. That's as far as you will go with this method in 6 months. If you want to further improve your speaking skills, you can do so by learning more advanced vocabulary that you're interested in and getting more practice with native speakers so that you can achieve a native-like accent. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to us today. If you really like this episode and want to get more exclusive content or monthly group coaching to improve your Spanish skills, you can go to our Patron and support us there. We will really appreciate it.